Shrimp are detritivores, which is a type of omnivore that'll eat just about anything. This includes algae, biofilm, decaying plant matter and tank mates, leftover food, and more. They also act as scavengers, but you shouldn't rely on them to eat only what they can find. Instead, provide them with a diverse diet which is essential for their health and well-being. A varied diet helps ensure they receive all the necessary nutrients for growth, coloration, and reproduction. In essence, it'll help them thrive. As a shrimp keeper myself, I feed my shrimp various types of foods throughout the week. Some of these foods are powdered based, which are especially beneficial to my bamboo shrimp as they are filter feeders. The other types of food are pellet based and are beneficial to all my shrimp species. Before I get started, I'd like to say that the types of food that I'm going to share with you are ones that I've fed my shrimp over the years and I'm comfortable providing an opinion on. There are various other brands out there, and if they work for you, continue to use them. Stay tuned to the end as I have a bonus food that is something you've probably never thought of using. So without further ado, let's get started. The first product I use is BacterAE by GlasGarten. This is a micropowder that adds important microorganisms, amino acids, and enzymes to your tank. It also enhances water quality and improves the development of biofilm, which is a staple food for adult shrimp and their offspring. I serve about a quarter spoon for my 5 and 10 gallon tanks and half a spoon to my 20 gallon tanks once or twice a week. The second product I use is Shrimp Baby by GlasGarten, a powdered food for shrimplets. This food is rich in protein, zooplankton, natural vitamins, minerals, and high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. It provides shrimplets the necessary energy for molting. Most shrimplets stay in place when they're hatched and require their food to come to them, otherwise they risk starvation. This food does exactly that as it forms a film-like layer on all the surfaces of the tank. For the tanks that have shrimplets, I serve less than a quarter spoon for my 5 and 10 gallon tanks, and a little over a quarter spoon for my 20 gallon tanks, as I usually combine it with BacterAE. This food can also be used by itself if you choose to go that route. The third product I use is Junkie by GlasGarten, which is a soft pellet food that is vital for shrimp and other invertebrates. This food contains various minerals which aid with molting, slow growth, and proper formation of shells for snails. I add 1 pellet to my 5 and 10 gallon tanks and 2 to 3 pellets to my 20 gallon tanks once a week. This food does not need to be fed on a frequent basis. The fourth product, and probably one of the most important ones I use, is Shrimp Dinner, and you probably guessed it, it's by GlasGarten. This is a well-balanced pellet food that contains various important nutrients, vital substances, and natural vitamins that shrimp require for healthy development, successful molts, growth, brilliant colors, and high reproductive rates. The ingredients in Shrimp Dinner are 100% natural. I usually alternate this food with BacterAE, but it can be fed for the most part on a daily basis. I add 1 pellet to my 5 and 10 gallon tanks and 2 to 3 pellets to my 20 gallon tanks. One thing I've noticed is that my shrimp go crazy for this food. With these 4 products that I've mentioned, if you choose to use them, take your tank size and the number of shrimp you have into account and feed them the necessary quantity accordingly. Other than the 4 GlasGarten products that I mentioned, I also feed my shrimp powdered fish flakes since most of them are in community tanks with other fish. They also get frozen brine shrimp or baby brine shrimp once in a while for protein intake. I've heard that frozen bloodworms, frozen spirulina, or frozen daphnia also work just as well, but I've personally never used them. I also drop in Hikari Algae Wafers, which my Amano Shrimp loves so much that they tend to steal them. If you find your Amano Shrimp stealing the pellets, you may need to drop in 1 or 2 extra pellets depending on the number of shrimp you have in your tank. If I'm going away for a few days, I use Nano Banquet food blocks by ZoomEd. These food blocks contain plankton and spirulina and tend to last for 3 to 4 days. As a treat from time to time, I will feed my shrimp blanched vegetables like cucumbers, zucchini, lettuce, carrots, and spinach. And finally, for that bonus food I mentioned earlier, I feed my shrimp blanched duckweed. Duckweed is considered a superfood and contains about 35% carbohydrates, 20% minerals, and up to 40% protein. If you have duckweed in your tank that you're trying to get rid of, blanch it and feed it to your shrimp. Snails and any fish that are herbivores like autocinkless catfish will absolutely enjoy this food. When it comes to feeding a shrimp, it's best to underfeed than overfeed, as it can lead to excess waste and pollution in your tank. Uneaten food can decompose and negatively impact water quality, hence why it's important to remove it after a period of time. Remember, your shrimp also have access to biofilm, decaying plant matter, and more in their tank. See how your shrimp respond to different foods. If they're healthy and active, you're likely providing a suitable diet. If they're showing signs of poor health or reduced activity, you may be overfeeding them and may have to consider adjusting their diet or water conditions. It's always important to research the particular species of shrimp you're keeping in order to provide them with the best possible care. Always prioritize water quality and balance when feeding your shrimp. I'd like to hear from you in the comments about the type of shrimp you keep and the food you feed them. This will be helpful to me and to others as it'll give us an opportunity to learn more about caring for these amazing creatures. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing. If that's too much of a commitment, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Stay tuned for more of my upcoming content, but in the meantime, check out the following video on how to breed Neocaridina shrimp. I'm Andy, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.